Tell me a little bit about the career fair that's coming up with MassTLC. And I wanted just to differentiate, is there a difference that between a career fair and a job fair? I'm going to throw it to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay. So MassTLC is hosting a career fair on Tuesday, March 2nd. And we're very excited to do this. It's something we've wanted to do for a number of months, actually, since the pandemic shut everything down. And our companies said, we're still hiring, we still need people. Where we were hearing about industry layoffs, we thought, okay, let's see if we can connect these companies and these job seekers. It took us a little while to research a virtual career fair platform that we felt comfortable with. And so it's taken us some time, but here we are planning to run this career fair. We have 13 companies and actually maybe adding 2 more today who've been hearing about this and want to participate. And so we've done a couple of trainings with these companies now to set up their booths, get their jobs listed, and we're excited to welcome job seekers to the fair next Tuesday.
I'm excited because I'm planning on attending and learning and seeing what the needs are and how I can maybe share those needs with some of our STEM van followers and job seekers. Can you explain a little bit how it's going to work? I have some ideas, but I really don't know. So at whatever time it starts, how is someone going to get in and participate?
Yeah, you're not the only one. Even we've got a great team working with us. It's the premier virtual career fair platform. And I am pinging our account manager all the time with all kinds of questions when I go, wait, how's that going to work? How's that going to work? Okay, so here's what I understand. You are going to, as a job seeker, you're going to walk in at the time of the event. It starts at 3 o'clock, runs from 3 until 5:30. And you can come in anytime in there. You don't have to be right on time like you would for another kind of career fair or for an interview. But when you come in, you're going to come into a virtual lobby. And you'll see the 13 to 15 different companies and their logos up there to say, okay, well, I've researched or I want to know more about these companies, and you can click in. And at that point, you have an opportunity to see the jobs that are listed, learn about the company. There's links and social media. And so you can kind of work the windows and come in and go out and learn about the companies there. There will be 2 modes to communicate with the recruiters. One is chat, where you kind of, come in and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about, the business analyst position you posted, for example, or the engineering position you posted. And there's some set recruiting chats and scripts that they can use. And then if they want to talk with you, or if you want to talk with them, you can say, hey, can we do video? And then you can go into a window that has that, person-to-person chat.
That sounds pretty interesting. Like a traditional trade show, though, sometimes there is a line to talk to somebody. Could that be the case? Is that if there's a really popular company that people will wait, or do they set a time at all? What are some of those options if they run into that?
Great question. There could be a wait. We're telling, we've actually got a number of people registered for this already, and we're telling recruiters, companies to bring a few recruiters with them and to keep a few of their team members, maybe even waiting in Slack or Teams or however they communicate on their teams, so that if a line does build up, additional recruiters can come in and pick up those chats. So it'll be set up so that the exhibitors, the members, have somebody in the lobby, basically greeting people, almost like you would at a booth, right? Hey, welcome. Oh, you're interested in that role? Okay, I want you to talk to this recruiter. Oh, you're interested in that role? Okay, that's this recruiter. And then we can do those handoffs sort of virtually, not like this and this, but like click and click.
You brought up people doing research before they enter, and someone who hasn't attended a career fair, that's a really critical component, that you want to maximize your time that you have face to face with somebody.
I think it is important to do some research on the companies participating. The best way to do that is on the MassTLC site, we have a job board. And we've asked our members to post the jobs there as well. So, CDS and SATA, Progress Software, those are a few of the companies that are exhibiting, and they're posting their jobs on our job board. So that's a way to go and look. The other way you could do it would be to look at the logos that you see on the Eventbrite platform and just kind of look. They've all got really powerful job boards because of the way that they're recruiting. So it's a good idea to just kind of click the logo and go do your own independent research so that you can be a little bit prepared, either with specific questions or even just to go in and kind of get that sort of overview to see if your research matches the experience that you're having there. It's always helpful to also prepare two layers, I would say, of an elevator speech. You're going to want, one that you've sort of typed out that's kind of quick that you could send somebody. I'd say keep that one to 2, maybe 3 sentences at the most, so that you've just got to copy and paste when you're talking to a recruiter. It'll cut down on typos and all of that. When I type too fast, I make terrible mistakes, and then you're backtracking and it takes too long. And also prepare your script for yourself. If you were speaking to somebody, keep it, 30 seconds to a minute of who you are and what your interests are, what type of role you're looking for, just to help them, understand. These recruiters are eager to meet job seekers, and will want to support, and the more information you can give them will help them do a better job for you.
If a company doesn't list an opening, I will usually say, well, you should meet with them anyway and learn and let them know that you are really interested in the company. Now, I'm sort of wondering, is that still something that they should do at a career fair, or should they maybe use their time a little bit better? As far as I know, the fair itself isn't all that long, or what was about 2 years, 2 hours. Was that right? I can't remember.
It's 2.5 hours. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
2.5 hours long. And I think you'll read the room, right? I also think that these recruiters, they've asked for all the resumes. So when job seekers do sign in to the Premier Virtual Platform, a resume will be required to finalize that registration. So you set up your whole candidate profile and you include a resume. And the recruiters have already asked me if they can have all of them. So I think that to me expresses an interest in saying, we would like to know more people. We'd like to know as many as we can. So to your point, I think, yes, I think if you don't see a job listed and the line isn't too long, you could say, here's some information about me. Do you ever have roles for someone like me? And I think that's an appropriate question. I also think follow-up. I think the emails will be open to people. And I think, saying, hey, I attended the career fair, I didn't wait in the line, or I couldn't get through to you, or I didn't, think my conversation went the way I wanted, and I'm interested in X, Y, and Z. I think that's also an appropriate follow-up seekers can do.
What a great idea. I never would have thought to say, I wanted to meet with you, but time was running short, or whatever. They don't really need to say why, but that's great advice. Companies, I believe, they sometimes call jobs different things, but it's the job that you want. So I think young people need to realize, or even people in transition, I realize that there's going to be a wide array of people that are probably going to attend this, but to ask the questions, because they don't see computer scientists listed, they might have it called something else. So I would say my little piece of advice is to really let them know what you're looking for. And they say, well, that's what we have posted. Like, oh, this is great. So,
right. The other thing I would add to that, and it's a slightly different angle on advice, but it would be to be patient with yourself and the technology. I know we've been at this online platform world for, just 2 weeks shy of a year now. But even so, I feel like we're all still learning and stretching, right? Stretching into our comfort levels of different types of technology. And I know for me and a number of the recruiters we're working with, the career fair platform is a new format. We've done a lot of research to know that this is a great platform and that companies and seekers have been very successful using it. So we have every confidence. But I think, letting yourself take a moment to feel comfortable, to check where you're clicking, to, feel confident with what you're looking at, I think is a good advice.
I have a question about virtual backgrounds, and with Zoom, everybody likes to play with it and things like that. what is your feeling about that? Are there rules? Have the recruiters come up with the rules saying, oh, they had a virtual background, they're out?
Oh, I haven't heard anything like that.
I mean, I made that up. I don't know if that's
I don't
true.
know. Yeah, no, I've never heard that. We use them at the office. I don't have one on today, obviously. Welcome to my office. I share it actually with my partner, my husband. We kicked him out for this meeting. But I think that I think however you're comfortable, I mean, I think if your space is busy and cluttered as this one is, then backgrounds make sense. Kind of a side story, MassTLC is part of a group called TECNA, which is the Technology Councils of North America, and which is a great group. It's different tech associations across the country and actually into Canada too. And when we get together, we all turn our virtual backgrounds on with our city skylines, right? And I think and that to me is so fun. It makes me feel connected and part of something bigger. And so I do think that there's great reasons to use the backgrounds, and I don't think anyone has to, make any sort of judgments about it. I think that's a completely personal preference. It's hard to get a setting that you feel like Room Rater would rate highly. Are you familiar with Room Rater?
Oh, what is that?
Room Rater is a Twitter account that started, I believe they started fairly early in the pandemic, and they rate the rooms of the people that they see on camera. And, they'll tell you to get the plant and to, dim the light and to, it's really good. So it's been inspirational to me to see like, all right, how do we get this set up?
That's really helpful.
I know.
What do you remember the website? Roomrater.com?
It's a Twitter account. I think
Oh,
it's just
okay.
Room Rater. Let me just I can drop it into chat.
I think that's really helpful because we all need to look at things from kind of an outside perspective, is that what we think is good might be not so good. Tell me a little bit about what MassTLC does.
MassTLC stands for the Massachusetts Technology Leadership Council. We are a member organization and we represent technology companies here in the region. We represent companies of all sizes, from small startups to large enterprises. And that's one of the beauties. We build community around technology and around support and infrastructure. We run a number of communities, so very professional focused communities for people who are talent specialists or marketing specialists, technology, security. And we get people together to have these kinds of conversations about their work, so that the industry isn't reinventing the wheel, but learning from one another and growing.
It is so important, especially during these COVID times, that we have resources available and that it's a local regional resource. We're not putting out into a national network. It's really focused in the Boston, New England area, which is really just wonderful. And you don't have to be a member to participate in the career fair?
No, you don't have to be a member to participate as a job seeker in the career fair. It's member companies that are listing their positions. So that's how we and we do that a lot, where we make a lot of our programs available to a wider audience, because we want people to come in and learn and get to know our industry better. And then it's the companies that exhibit and support the membership from that side.
What kind of advice do you personally have, or have you learned is really helpful in the job search career journey path?
So I would say, I think it's really important to bring your authentic whole self to the career fair and to work every day, right? I think that's been, frankly, one of the silver linings for me of the pandemic is, getting to know my team, getting to know their pets and their children and their partners, because we're in our homes doing our work. And so it becomes this sort of extension of the day where, yes, we've got transitions and breaks and all of that healthy stuff, but we also know one another a little bit better than we did before because of the way that we're working. And I think that's okay as a job seeker to acknowledge and to bring, whether we were talking before about backgrounds, however it is that you are showing up and explaining what it is you're looking for and what you need. I think be true to yourself in that. I think that's what a job seeker, and that's what a career fair is all about. There are so many wonderful opportunities out there from the tech industry for jobs, for companies, and finding that fit takes both sides.
And maybe it wouldn't hurt people to try to, if they have a mentor or a friend, then maybe they can practice, because I don't think you can ever have too much practice when you're talking with people and kind of it's all on the line. So I guess maybe that if I had to throw from the peanut gallery, my advice is to give it a shot and do it virtually. Just have uh, um, a chat conversation or even in person, but take it seriously.
Yeah. And dress up too, right? Like you may only be chatting, but you'll feel like your best self if you put on your business casual, your formal clothes, however it is that you feel you present best and feel most professional at whatever level you're at, wherever that is. I think that give yourself permission to feel good about how you're showing up for a career fair, a virtual career fair.
That's great advice.
People do not need to feel frightened of joining a virtual career fair. It's exploration and discovery, and you may just find a dream opportunity. Or you may come away going, okay, I learned about 13 companies and I'm still looking. I think all of that is okay, but give it a try. I think that's the message.